Hey guys, welcome to the launch of my gardening channel. I'm so excited that you followed me here. I am thrilled about this channel. We're gonna have so much fun here. So I thought the perfect thing to do for episode 1 is give you an updated tour of what's growing in the garden. So follow me and I'll show you. Okay, so first up, we have some broccoli growing here. Now, I must say, I'm very encouraged by what I see here because I've never been able to grow broccoli to this stage. See how good it looks right now? The slugs have stayed away. It's nice and green and leafy. The only challenge is broccoli likes to be cold, and it's really warming up here in California. So it's a race against time because none of the broccoli heads have actually appeared yet. So I'm hoping that it stays the way it is. The broccoli heads appear, and I'll be able to harvest the broccoli before it gets too hot, because then what's going to happen is they're going to bolt and then the chances are over. So anyway, fingers crossed. Now over here I have some Swiss chard growing. Now this is a really trendy green right now. You see it in a lot of restaurants. And the reason why people really love it is because it's packed with nutrients. We've got some Fantasia orange Swiss chard. You'll see some of the red vein Swiss chard. And then just behind me, I'll show you, I've got some arugula growing. Now a lot of you may also know this as rocket, as it's called in some parts of the world. I love it because it does really well right now in the cooler months before it gets too hot. Great in a salad, great also with any kind of egg dish. I love that spiciness, really good vegetable to have. And then here I've got some thyme. The thyme isn't looking so good because it's really not its perfect season. So you'll see I've got some new thyme here waiting to go in the garden. And this is a really good tip for you. If you garden and you don't have time to actually plant it right at the moment, you can just stick your pot right next to it, and the watering system that you have, or if you're hosing your garden, will take care of it until you have time to plant it. So that's how I do it. I have some rosemary growing. You can just see how lush and beautiful it is. It's so happy. This is the perfect time of year for rosemary. It does so well. You can see I have enough here for my entire family and every neighbor's families too. There's enough to feed the whole block. And then over here you'll see I have some beets growing. And this year I got smart. Rather than planting seeds for beets, which can take like 6 to 9 months for them to get really good size, I cheated and I did a little transplant. So these are just plants that I bought at my nursery, put them in the ground so that by real springtime, summer, I'll have beautiful beets on hand. And then over here, I've got some garlic. So this is something new. I haven't tried this before, so we're gonna see how it goes. This is called giant garlic. So that sounded pretty promising. I wanna see how big a giant garlic will get. And then some dill. Now, the thing with dill is this is really, in Southern California, the time of year to grow dill because it just gets too hot in the summer months, but it does really well the end of winter here in February. I love to have dill just with smoked salmon or even just to put in a salad. It's such a great light herb. Okay, then over here, you can see we've got the cauliflower. Now, this is another vegetable I've had some issues with, although I will say it's looking promising. However, there are a few things that I'm a little concerned about. You can see this one head is coming up, but you see how it's bolting like that? That usually means it's getting too hot. Cauliflower is another vegetable that likes cold, which is why I planted it in the winter thinking I'd have hope, but I don't know, this is not looking good. And then over here, this is my daughter's favorite plant. This is the blueberry bush. You see all these blossoms that's on it now? All of those little flowers will actually become blueberries. So it looks like we're gonna have a bumper crop this year. This is such a handy plant to have in the garden because oftentimes I'll be out here gardening and my daughters will be pulling me away saying they're hungry or they want me in the kitchen for something. And I'll say, oh, you know what, have a blueberry. So it's the perfect little snack vending machine for them when they get too antsy because we have the hose and they can just rinse them off themselves. And then over here, I have some lettuces growing. You'll see I've got some butterleaf lettuce and some red leaf lettuce. My husband works from home and he always loves to have a salad for lunch. So I always make sure I've got lots of lettuce on hand because he'll just come out here and pick it all summer long. Over here, I have some shallots growing. One of the best things about growing your own shallots is they're so much more potent when you grow them yourself than the ones that you get in a grocery store. The first time I tried it and I grew them from scratch, I took a bite out of it in a salad and I was like, whoa, that's seriously potent. So it's really great to have on hand, especially to throw in a vinaigrette or a salad or just to saute and caramelize and pair with some pasta. Okay, so this is lemongrass that I just had to give a serious haircut to because lemongrass is very aggressive and I had 6 6 little plants that grew out of control and it turned into this huge bush. Then we got a cold snap and all of the tops just kind of got frozen and died. So we just clipped it all down. It'll come back in the spring. But one of the things that's so great about lemongrass is it's so fragrant. So it may not look like much now, but this is actually how you use lemongrass. You use the bottom part of the stalk. This is the most fragrant part. And when you smell it, it has the most delicious, fragrant, lemony, limey flavor. And one of the things you can do is take this stalk and whack it with like a rolling pin, and then you can turn it into a knot. Let's see, I may not have a long enough piece here to show you, but you get the idea. You turn it into a knot, and then you throw that in a soup. So it's great in like coconut soup or lemongrass soup. See, oh my gosh, this is totally falling apart, but you get the point. It's a long stalk, throw it into a knot, put it into the soup, and it'll infuse your broth with the most delicious lemongrass flavor. And then over here, we have some artichokes growing. I am so excited about the artichokes because this is the first year we've actually tried them. And I must say, things are looking pretty promising. We've got some regular green artichokes that we've planted, as well as some purple artichokes. That's the other thing that I love about growing your own vegetables, is you can grow things that you just can't find in the supermarket, that you'd have to actually go to a farmer's market for, like purple artichokes. How fun is that? All right, you guys, leave me a comment. Let me know what you want to see on this channel. We're going to be doing gardening tips, as well as some cooking in the garden, because I want to show you guys all the fantastic recipes that you can make with all of your homegrown produce. And I'll see you back here next time when I'm going to show you how to grow your own lemons so that you can put them to use for a fantastic lemon pound cake. So I'll see you then. Bye.